Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be taking another look at that very major storm out west that does feature a very major snowstorm as well. We'll also be talking a little bit about that potential nor'easter on the east coast, alongside some other things such as severe weather. Anyways, before I get into things, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I would like to know, do you think this will be like our last big severe weather threat? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into this video, and we're taking a look at our current radar imagery actually here, as you can see, and we have a lot of some heavy rainfall going on over the southeast. We've been talking about this for about a week now, that we were expecting some potential flooding. You can kind of eyeball those green boxes in there. Let's actually zoom in here, and as you can see, those are some flash flood warnings in there for areas in Georgia. So yes, flooding is a factor here, and we have some pockets of heavier rainfall. We see one there in kind of south central Georgia, and then one up there for northeastern Georgia. We also have plenty of rainfall going on up here for the north central United States, or I guess the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley type region, upper Midwest a little bit as well, as there's a very large low pressure system over this area, bringing some kind of scattered about rainfall. As you can see, it's not completely widespread, but there is plenty of rainfall going on. Now, the more interesting factor here is, if as we look out west here, finally, you can see there is some scattered in showers going on. But the most interesting thing is that one of those pockets of rainfall is actually over Southern California, including Los Angeles. Super, super awesome stuff there. I'm sure that is a strange occurrence for these regions. I just wanted to point that out, that this morning, yes, there is some rainfall going on for those very far southern regions of California. Now let's begin to talk about some of our upcoming storms and stuff like that. Here we have a storm offshore of the southeast, including areas onshore of the southeast here. South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia being included here. We also have a low pressure system that by this point will be moving out. This is our first very minor snowstorm for the Rockies, and as you can see, there is some blues going on. So there will be some snowfall Friday into Saturday, maybe even pretty early on Friday. But that will generally come to an end and bring probably a maximum of about 6 inches of snowfall. But rest assured, that is not our major snowstorm. So I already know a lot of people are going to think that was the big one, but it is definitely not. And then by the next frame, this is going to be about maybe 3 or 4 a.m. here on Sunday, October 10th. You can see there's two stronger low pressure systems going on right now. One over North Dakota, which is the remnants of that snowstorm that was over the Rockies. And that one's going to kind of innocently move out into Canada. And then we have another one there offshore, and I guess maybe even onshore of North Carolina by this point, bringing very heavy rainfall. And this is our kind of nor'easter type storm that we have potentially upcoming. Now, by the time we reach about 3 p.m. on Sunday, October 10th, a lot of interesting things are going on. We still see that nor'easter. We still see that stronger low pressure system up there in north central United States, but we also see another storm moving onshore to the northwestern United States, and that is the major one. So what we're going to do in a moment is we're going to move on. We're going to see another low pressure system kind of develop for the south central United States. It's going to bring a severe weather threat, so we will eyeball that, and then we're going to talk about that major snowstorm. All right, now here we are taking a look here at about 2 a.m. here on Monday, October 11th. And we see that next low pressure system develop there over Oklahoma and Texas, as well as Kansas, and this is going to have a severe weather threat associated with it. Here's our convective available potential energy, or CAPE, or thunderstorm food is like what I like to call it. And as you can see, we have 1,000 to maybe 1,500 amounts in there in Oklahoma, Texas, even up through Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas alike, and that's going to be enough to create severe weather threats. Now here is the day 3 categorical outlook for that day, and as you can see, we have 2 marginal risk areas, one up there for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and then one down there for Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, as well as a bit of Louisiana. We also have a slight risk within there in that yellow region, and then an enhanced risk there north of Dallas and to the east of Oklahoma City. This is an area where we are eyeballing the potential for a pretty significant severe weather day, so we're going to be on the lookout for that certainly. Now, here is that major snowstorm finally moving in. And there has been some interesting trends here. We've seen a trend kind of to the east, which could have that snow switching over to rain a little bit earlier. So instead of 4 feet amounts, we might be taking a look at more like 2 to 3 feet amounts. So I don't think it's, I don't think anybody's going to really notice that change because it's just going to be a ton of snowfall regardless. But definitely, unless we trend back towards how we were looking before, it appears like we've trended in a little bit more of a less crazy snowstorm, like crazy, crazy, crazy extreme, more towards just a major snowstorm. So we can see that already by 2 p.m. on Monday, October 11th here, we do have some heavy snowfall developing for portions of Nevada, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. I get the two square states mixed up sometimes. But we do have some of that heavier snowfall going on. By the time we reach about 2 a.m. here on Tuesday, October 12th, we see a lot of that heavier snowfall has moved further south, as has the low pressure system. So our low pressure system is that 995 millibar low pressure system located over Arizona, and that has allowed for that snowfall to dig deeper into Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana, but still heavy, heavy snowfall by this point. And then by the time we reach about 3 p.m. here on Tuesday, as you can see, the higher elevation regions, this is the middle of the day, but still the higher elevation regions are seeing all heavy snowfall. Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Arizona as well here, and a bit of Nevada still. But our low pressure system is located kind of south of Colorado, I would say, by that point. And then by the time we reach about maybe 6 a.m. here on Wednesday, October 13th, you can see this low pressure system is gone all the way up to Nebraska, but we still see that heavy snowfall now to the west of it in Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado as well. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards Wednesday afternoon, eventually very early on Thursday morning, and then we're going to take a look at some total snowfall, and then we're going to take a look at that severe weather threat for day 6. Now, as you can see, we have, by the time we're reaching 3 p.m. on Wednesday, October 13th, still some heavier snowfall going on for Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado as well still by this point. But by the time we reach about 2 a.m. on Thursday, you can see this low pressure system just gets too far east, and that snowfall generally comes to an end, and it becomes an all-rain event as a 991 millibar low pressure system. Now here's that total snowfall according to the European model. All you need to know here is the grays and the blues are going to be anywhere from anything to 6 inches of snowfall. The purples are going to be 6 to 10 inches of snowfall. The pinks are going to be 10 to 20 inches of snowfall, and those pastel colors there, we see one of those there in Utah. We see a lot of it for Wyoming and Montana. That is where we're expecting the potential for 20 inches plus of snow, basically around 2 feet or more. Now, the GFS model still thinks there will be a lot, and it thinks there will be a lot more than the European model thinks. It also thinks it'll be a bit further east there for Montana and Wyoming. This model easily has us in the 20 to 30 inch amounts, and even 30 inches plus amounts in some of those very high elevation regions. Here's the Canadian model, and as you can see, it also has a ton of snowfall, pastels, pinks, all of it. So all 3 of our major models, this is the 3 most commonly used models in the world, and as you can see, all 3 have a very major snowstorm for the Rockies, and they have for about 5 days or so already by this point. Also, very quickly, here is that severe weather threat here for Tuesday and through a little bit of Wednesday morning. And as you can see, Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas will get kind of a round 2. It remains to be seen, really, if this will be an enhanced risk or just a slight risk, but I think it'll be somewhere in there. But generally, I think the first threat is a little bit more major than this one. But we're still going to need to watch both, of course. And really, as we move towards tomorrow and the next day, we'll have a little bit better of an idea of what kind of severe weather to expect with these 2 severe weather threats. For today's confidence tab, we haven't moved up at all. We're at a 4 out of 6. I expect that tomorrow I will likely move to a 5 out of 6, but maybe not. I don't know. It depends if anything changes or not. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, do you think this will be the most major snowstorm that we see of the entire snow season for the Rockies? And James Marr said, I believe there will be even more major snowstorms after this one once it gets colder and it can snow in other places. And that's a really good point because we can get widespread low elevation snowfall once we get some colder temperatures, even as soon as a month from now. Conditions will be much, much better for those more widespread snowfall events. Good comment of the day there. For today's Patreon highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. but especially our Platinum patrons, Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Larry LePan, Mandy Birchfield, and Patrick Strickland as well. I would also like to thank our Diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kudalasa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Cindy Klein, Alan Goodmaben, Bill Dallas, Gary's, John Calisi, Dwight Phelan, Stephen Granethal, and Thomas D. Barr as well. If you'd like to join this very exciting Patreon end screen of the day, you can do so by joining our very awesome Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I would also like to thank our channel members, Hair Farms 1, Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.